All right, hey traders, TG Watkins here with simplertrading.com. And today, Thursday, it is March 3rd. We're going to be going through the market and seeing what's going on out there. I kind of covered it yesterday a bit. It's just kind of nutty out there. Things are going all sorts of directions. There's still a ton of weakness. There are names going up. So, just be careful out there. This market is extremely, extremely challenging, and I don't think it's going to get much easier anytime soon. And also we got Russia, Ukraine peace talks or corridors and stuff like that. There was some news like that today. There was also more news about Jerome Powell saying somewhere, somehow, that they would be interested in raising rates more if they needed to. So that kind of put a little bit of a kibosh on the market today, a little bit more pressure due to those interest rate hikes. So all over the place. But there are a couple things that I do want to show you. If you guys are interested, come over here to profitpilot.com that we can get a little bit more information about me. This latest newsletter that I just wrote is about the UVXY and how I think it double topped, and we're looking for it to move down, which means we should be seeing the market move up. And I'm going to kind of build that case. So we'll kind of walk through that right now today and see what we can do about it. All right. So the first thing I wanted to start off with, of course, is the S&P. And I think, it's still really tough to figure out what's going on here, but I think that the S&P is basically just kind of flagging in around here. One of the things that I look at is that we have price kind of ping pong, bouncing back and forth or pinballing between the hourly 50 and the hourly 200. So I've been looking at that. We got this first move up over the hourly 50, and that was good. Then I was looking for a pullback. We got that pullback. I wasn't sure how deep or shallow it was going to be. We got that pullback, and then we got the move up. And I even told the subscribers, hey, there could still be some more bouncing back and forth action in here because you have the hourly 200 as resistance. And take all that away, it's taking time for the hourly 50 to turn in an upward direction. So while the 50 is below the 200 here and price is basically just bouncing back and forth in the middle, trying to figure out when it's going to pick its direction, I would like to think that it's going to resolve to the upside. So that's generally my stance right now. But I think what it's going to do is take a little bit of time. Could be a day, could be 5 days, we don't know. But I think that the hourly 50 needs to go up like that, and basically price needs to bounce off of it there. Now, if that were to happen, I'm figuring that we could get price up to the daily 50. It might be able to go further, but I don't know. We're just going to have to kind of take that one step at a time. Now, if you can kind of take a mental image of this or have this open on another screen of yours, the next thing I want to show you is NEO, because I felt NEO was actually pretty close, pretty similar to a setup that I was seeing in the S&P. So if we kind of go back right here, I'm going to show you here on the daily chart, right back right here. And this made me think that it's kind of what I'm looking for the S&P. So if we just take the hourly and the daily, you can see that same exact situation currently on the S&P. And what is that? Well, you had this big low, which the S&P had last Thursday, and then a big retracement, right? We got price to go over the hourly 50, but then what it do? It ran right into the 200, and then what it do? Pulled back into an uptrending hourly 50. Again, the Moxie indicator was looking pretty good. The Moxie indicator currently for the S&P is looking pretty good. And then it was able to hold that and move up and over and get past the hourly 200. And what that did is it shot price up over the daily 50. So this, I kind of look around and see different chart patterns out there. And this really kind of, I knew what I was looking for. I knew the general concept of what I was expecting for the market, but I was trying to figure out, how do I show people that? How do I show traders what it is I'm actually looking for and to find it someplace? And I was just looking through a lot of stocks today, and I finally found the example that I wanted to use. And so, yeah, I think generally speaking, I'm hoping that's what I'm looking for. I want to see price run into and find support at the hourly 50 to move on up. And I'll show you more examples of how I think things are going to keep panning out. So if we do that, then we look at UVXY. Another reason why I think that the market should move up is because I've been seeing some weakness here in the UVXY. Now, I covered it just a little bit in the little teaser yesterday, But I want to do a little bit more because kind of the purpose of these videos is to show you how the Moxie indicator works. I'm not just trying to give you guys trade ideas right here. I'm trying to show you, hey, this is maybe why you want to add this tool to your repertoire and to your trading style. So part of what I was noticing is over the last, I don't know, week or 2 weeks, however long this move was, is that, yeah, we got price moving up like this. But notice that the Moxie indicator, while it is moving up, it's kind of janky, right? It's kind of up and then down and then up and then down and then up and then down. If it was a really good move, we should be seeing something like this to where the Moxie indicator pretty much just moves nicely. Just bullish, 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 energy, 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 like that. And so the other thing we could look at is that price here made it to a previous high, but notice that the Moxie indicator did not make it to a previous high. In fact, it's very low. What that's telling us, and I always talk about this to my subscribers and anybody who is taking classes from me, is what is the indicator trying to communicate to you? I mean, it's a tool, right? It's here for us. What is it? What is it speaking? What is it saying to us? That's what we're trying to do. We don't just look at it and say, "Oh, okay, go no go." We're trying to say, "What's the message?" It is a living, breathing thing. I feel, and it's communicating to us that, hey, price made a previous high, but it did it on less energy because the Moxie indicator is a momentum-based indicator. It's trying to tell you energy and momentum, and it's telling you, like, look, first of all, the move up, not very smooth. Second of all, it is doing it on way less energy. It reached the same peak, but did it on way less energy, and I think that's going to be a problem. And then even close up, we look at this, there was a recent double bottom or double top right there from yesterday to the previous day. So I'm looking at that and saying, the UVXY doesn't look too excited about going much higher. It's kind of still bopping around a little bit, but it looks to me like it's starting to run out of steam. And it looks to me like there's not a ton of fear out there right now where people are wanting to buy this. And then if we also look at the 15-minute time frame, if I'm right about this, we're starting to see that price is getting stuck underneath a downtrending 15-minute 50, and we should hopefully see the Moxie indicator to continue to resolve to the downside. The last quick little play that I had on UVXY was right here where price held the 15-minute 50, and that worked out. So I think this thing is starting to kind of go down and start to break down. That would be great. That would help reinforce what I'm seeing with the market generally. And then if we look at the NASDAQ, it's going to be mostly the same as the S&P. And what I wanted to point out here is that we do have price down and we have the Moxie indicator up. So there's your positive divergence trying to help set this thing up. And then the other thing, very much like the NEO situation that I was showing, and kind of what I see in general from stocks and tickers, is I want to see price generally hold the hourly 50. I mean, the Moxie indicator is above zero. That should be happening. And I think we should see this start to hold. I mean, it went from the hourly 50 went from a downtrend to now an uptrend. And if price can just basically go sideways into that support and then hold it, it should move up. And I think that once it gets going, I think buying will beget more buying because there are probably a lot of people short on this thing and a lot of traders short or hedged or whatever. And I think if it starts to show traction to the upside, I think we should be getting some short covering rallies and some short squeezes. So it's kind of my game plan. I think that we could be seeing price come up to near or past the daily 50. And then we take that and we look at the IWM, and kind of the same thing. The IWM did a double bottom. I mean, look at that. So there's your double bottom. You can see it also here on the hourly chart and big positive divergence. And what I've been looking for is, again, the holding support of the hourly 50, and it continues to do that right there. The other thing to note is that price is really spending time over the hourly 200, and the hourly 50 is about to cross over the hourly 200 as well. So that looks pretty good. I think that there's a move to the upside. Now, remember, I think that the move to the upside that we might get, I think is going to be short-lived, and I think it's actually going to be setting us up for a big short. So keep both those things in mind at the same time for these coming trades and market moves. Is that we're kind of going right up into resistance, and I think they're going to roll over again. So IWM, the Dow, we can kind of same thing, kind of a broken record here. We're just seeing very, very similar patterns. This is what I was talking about yesterday, right through here for the Dow. Is here's price down like that, and then it bounces and then retests the low, and then it goes up like that. Well, here's price down like that, it kind of bounces, retests the low, and we should hopefully see it go up. Now it's not doing it with the same big move like this, but that's okay. It might actually be setting up for something bigger if it's going to coil right in through here. So that's what I'm looking at there. And then Tesla. I was talking to my subscribers today, and I think you guys might be familiar with the elf shoe pattern that I talk about. And if this works as far as the elf shoe pattern, then we should be seeing the leg, the heel, the arch of the foot, the ball of the foot, and then I want to see that elf toe. And once again, the Tesla is moving in a very similar fashion to the indices, and you can see how price got over the 50, got rejected by the 200, and now it's back down to the 50. And if this is going to work, I want to see price generally hold in through here and start to move up as it holds the hourly 50. So that's Tesla. And then let's see, Apple, kind of in the similar fashion. I'm trying to decide exactly what this thing's going to do. You can see like with the indexes and with Tesla and stuff, that how they're all doing the same thing, right? We have price over the hourly 50, but then we have price generally running into the underside of the hourly 200. And so what have we been seeing with the SPY and the NASDAQ and Tesla? We've been seeing them kind of just hang out and through here. And NEO, that example I showed you earlier, I'd like to see then price go up like that as the hourly 50 starts to bend up towards price. And then we can see the 50 support price. And that would be what helps get price moving to the upside. So we'll have to see if that happens. If it doesn't, then I guess we get price come down, and then it just keeps breaking down and just keeps going. So we're in the middle of the road basically right now. Another trader friend of mine was chatting with me today. He's like, this market is super frustrating, and also I'm bored, or I'm just not seeing it. I said, no, I'm with you. I get that. All right, then ARKK. I want to talk about this one. Let me go to a different view. So let's incorporate the weekly on this. And if we look here, and then we look at the daily in the middle and the hourly on the right. Now, I don't know what I'm gonna be doing. I wouldn't say I want to trade this, but I'm looking at it saying, gosh, it looks like it's trying to stop going down. It really looks like it's trying to bottom in through here. It has really, really ridden the lower third ATR on the weekly time frame real hard. And if you look at it, it's below the weekly 200, which is a lot. It's at the monthly 10 or monthly 50, I think it is. It's at the monthly 50. This thing has been in free fall, and at some point, all stocks will bounce. that's kind of the thing that's happening out there. And I think that if this is going to bounce, I usually see price bounce up like that, maybe near the weekly 21. It's kind of an idea that I have out there. I don't know exactly how that might work. It might take a couple steps in order to do that. So we'll just see first off. But what I am noticing is that the daily Moxie indicator continues to move up despite price going down. So we're starting to see that the internal momentum is shifting. That's the whole point of the Moxie indicator. And then on the hourly chart, you can see that we had price down, Moxie indicator up. So we got that divergence, right? Well, and I'm still then waiting for this situation to pan out. Very similar to Apple. Remember, I was talking about Apple and Tesla and how we had price get over the 50 and then get rejected by the 200. And in this case, it didn't hold the 50, and that can be okay. I don't make this exact. What I'm looking for is it to come back and retest the low area, which it seems like it's doing, and the Moxie indicator is above 0. So this could be a potential trampoline move. If price is below the 50, but the Moxie indicator is above 0, it's actually a high pressure, high buoyancy type trade. We got to let it confirm, which it hasn't done yet. But if it confirms, then that's a pretty good trade to the upside. And we could be seeing leg, heel, arch of the foot, ball of the foot, elf toe. We could be seeing a double bottom basically forming right here on these lower time frames. So again, I just don't know how much further something like ARK can go down. Like, how much further down can ARK go without bouncing? I think something's setting up to kind of move to the upside. So let's see, then we kind of sidestep And if we go over to XLF, and again, we're on the higher time frames because I want to show you a couple things here. And then we just look here on the hourly. I do think that things are really going to continue rolling over. I think that we are going to continue to see some weakness, and it's going to not be fun. And I wouldn't be surprised to see XLF actually break the weekly 50. I think it's doing what the IWM did, in 2021, where it just went sideways for a very, very long time and then started to roll over and break. So I do not see any upside in XLF, which is the financials, and I do think eventually it's going to break off of that and fall off of that weekly 50. But is it going to do it right now? Part of the reason I do think it is going to do it definitely is because you've got price up there, can't really do much. And look at the Moxie indicator, just trashed, right? And to my subscribers, we called this trade right there very, very nicely, and that worked out. But then if we kind of zoom in and we say, okay, is the market going to fall apart right now? And I just think, I'm not so sure. It's looking a little bit stretched to the downside. And if we look at some of the way price has bounced other times, like, look, there's your double bottom, there's a move up. And what do we have here? We have a double bottom, and price is sitting right there. And all it needs to do is just pop up like that, and a short covering rally or short squeeze is on, and that would go up. Now, again, I think an up move is ultimately going to be into resistance, if you guys just make sure we understand that. But I think that right now, I just don't think things are really going to fall apart to the downside. I think that we might actually be building some temporary support like this. So we'll have to see if I'm right or not. But I just think, yeah, it's a little bit oversold in through here. And actually, I think a bounce would throw the most people off and then add some confusion. All right, GBTC, which is the ETF for Bitcoin. Whether you like that or not and how you trade with this, whatever. But I was correct about the pullback today, and it too looks like it wants to get going to the upside. If you look, there's a double bottom, right? And we do have some positive divergence. Now, for now, yes, the daily 50 is resistance, but it could make a move up here before then doing something else. That's really all I'm looking for, is just, I don't know, a few days or 2 weeks move to the upside, and then that's it. But you can see that I did not take Bitcoin or any of the other cryptos long right here because, people were asking me about this. All it did is it bounced off the lows and it ran right into the underside of a downtrending daily 50. So I knew not to go in there, wait for that pullback. Here's that pullback. There's that double bottom. And now we're just trying to say, is this coiling up for a move to the upside? Generally speaking, if that double bottom is really going to work, then yeah, then it is. Like, that's what we're looking for. And I just want to see if we can get price to kind of come up something like that, and then we'll have to reassess. So one more quick move. The other reason I could tell that the price near term, like today, was going to pull back is look at the giant gap between price and the hourly 50. Just like there was a gap between price and the hourly 50 here. So now that this has happened, I would be looking for some support in through here. I'd be looking for a price to hold and then turn back around. It might take a day or two, we're not sure, but I want to see if price can actually stick around in through here and start to move back up. So just kind of keep watching that. And then with Bitcoin GBTC, we can see the same thing. We're same settings and behaviors with individual stocks. So if we look here with Mara, that's one. You can see it did the same thing. I was telling my subscribers yesterday, I pointed out a couple of the crypto names and crypto miners. I said, I bet this thing is going to pull back. Because why? Look at that giant gap between price and the hourly 50. And sure enough, where'd it go? So far to the hourly 50. Now, there might be some more downside to it. It's still a pullback. I don't really like to buy the pullbacks and dips like that until they turn. So just give it a little bit more time and see how that works. But double bottom, right? And if this kind of stays in this area and then resolves the upside, you should get a nice pop. It's going to be tough seeing this thing go like this and then fall lower. I'm just not there yet, especially since we are over an uptrending moving average on the hourly time frame. Then if we show you just PLBY, I want to talk about this one. It had earnings, did nothing on earnings. This is always the concern I do have about trying to trade things to the upside, especially coming from a low, is what if they just don't go? Right? Isn't that the worst thing? What if it just doesn't do anything? And that is the risk that we take with trying to play bottoming patterns is they might not go lower, but they also might not go higher. And we just don't know when that's going to happen. The only thing I can really ever say is, can price hold the hourly 50 anywhere in through here? And it hasn't. You can see it kept falling through the hourly 50. And so now, if this is going to pop, mostly because the hourly 200 is now right there, and you can see price is trying to get past the hourly 200, I would say, can it start to hold the 50 and then move up like that? And if it can, then maybe it can get a quick little move up there to or past the daily 50, and that would bring it a little bit closer to the inside of that channel on that weekly 8 and 21. So yeah, if you're patient, I was actually trading DKS and SIG and some other names short, and they looked like this, just upside down. And we got in something like that, and we just waited, and it finally fell, and so it went our direction. And I'm thinking, if you play something like PLBY in this case, you get in, you kind of hang on to it, and it should eventually go your direction if you're looking up in this case. And then for me, SIG and DKS, I was looking down, and they did finally work out that way. So, all right, everyone, take care out there. As I said, caution with this market. We do have non-farm payrolls on Friday, and then just whole Russia-Ukraine thing. It's really, really working the market over. So, you guys take care, and I will talk to you later.
Hey guys, Dave Keller here with StockCharts.com. Thanks so much for watching our video. If you enjoyed it, and we hope you did, hit the like button right below. Also, we have so much new content every day. Consider subscribing to the channel. Just hit the subscribe button in the video or right below. Thanks for watching. Stay safe. Have a fantastic day.